I'm gonna do a quick little review. Probably not gonna be that quick. I don't know, every video I make turns out to be hell long. But I'm gonna do a little review on the Boya mic setup. You can't really see it. It's just two transmitters and a receiver. I got the version personally that came with both types of receivers. I mean, this is the Type C, and then it also has the can't get it out. I'll face it real quick. There you go. This is the Boya for the iPhone one. Right now, I'm sure you can tell, maybe not. Everything's being recorded on the phone for now. I'm just gonna kind of run through the little kind of sound tests. First, starting off with the phone, and then we'll go through it with the Boya, and then the other one we're gonna be comparing it to is the Rode mics. This is the Rode Wireless Mini ones. These aren't the other one. There's like a more expensive version. So these are, I guess, kind of like the cheaper of the Rode wireless lavalier mics. The reason I got it real quickly, just so you understand, is I started making kind of Instagram and YouTube videos of just like little updates of me playing my baritone. And I really like it. You know, I'm kind of new to this, but the videos are just meant to be a way for me to kind of stay with it and kind of get myself to keep practicing, and, you know. But anyway, that's besides the point. The point is, I'm trying to play this, and the audio recording while playing this with the phone is always really bad. Especially because I do like to play outside. I prefer to sit outside when I do this. And so, yeah, the audio has always been really horrible, and I felt like I needed to do something to improve it. And I spontaneously, when I was at Target, bought these after tax, I believe it was like $160. That's probably be different for you. I think these are like $150 before taxes, so that's probably the price that's more universal, because I don't know what your tax situation is where you're at. But yeah, so for me, like I said, before tax, $150, and it was a spontaneous buy. I was trying to look. They had another version that was like $40. It wasn't a Rode. It was like some brand called North. But unfortunately, that one didn't come with any way to plug it into my phone, and so I would have to have bought another adapter piece, which now that I think about it, would have been still been cheaper. But yeah, I was kind of thinking that like I needed some way. So it's getting sidetracked, but the point is, I use this DJI little tripod and dongle thing, and so I can't really have anything that sticks out of the plug too much, and that's what I was worried about. Like if I had to get an adapter for the other one, it would have stuck out too much, and it would have interfered with the little tripod I have, and so anyways, I'm getting sidetracked already. Point is, I ended up not doing the cheaper one. I splurged. Spent $150 or $160 after tax on this, and in all honesty, this is a substantial improvement over the phone microphone. I mean, you'll be able to tell for yourself. However, after kind of letting it sink in, I was like, oof, that $150 hurt. I don't know if I really want to spend it. I kind of would have rather put that money in towards buying another baritone, or even like maybe a tenor ukulele or something. The point is, I would have preferred to spend that money somewhere else, not on a microphone. Maybe in the future, if my channels take off and I can start to make money off these channels, then I would invest probably in better ones, you know, like maybe like these ones, or even like, you know, some legit quality mic and stand, and you know, the whole little shebang shabuja. But the point is, for now, I couldn't really, it's hurting. The idea of that having it hurts. Luckily, I bought at Target. We had 30 days to return them, assuming I don't break them, which I'm pretty good at keeping things intact. So yeah, I'm not gonna do the whole like what comes in the packaging things, because one, I already opened them, and B, there's 100 videos out there that probably will show you all this stuff, and I already know if I do that, this video is gonna take forever. So for now, I'm just gonna do what we have here is you can already hear my voice, obviously. I'm in a room, there's nothing going on here. All my windows are closed. There are some like guys outside doing gardening, but they're kind of a few houses down. So I mean, I'm not sure if you're gonna hear them or not, but hey, that's just the natural environment of things. And yeah, so I'm gonna just play my ukulele, and then I'm gonna switch through transceiver, through the mic setups, and then you can hear how they sound, and you know, you can judge for yourself. Yeah, so, oh, actually, I don't think I said the price of these ones. These ones were, I think these come, after taxes, these were like $59. They were on Amazon. I think they were on sale. I think they were 15% off or something, but, I mean, anywhere from, I think they were $50 to $60, something around that price. It's still a lot cheaper than that $150. So, you know, so you understand just the price range, and you can tell for yourself whether the sound audio quality is different. These do have different settings. I'm not sure whether or not I really want to go through like all the different settings on here, because like I said, there's a lot of videos already about this. I think the only real difference that I was looking for was how they would sound recording my instrument, and I really couldn't find too many videos on these kind of comparisons for like these instruments, and so I think that's kind of like the focus of this video, just so you have an idea of how it would sound recording an instrument while you're playing and while you're talking, and kind of like, you know, so I'm just gonna kind of set them up how I would have them for playing, and you can just tell there. And maybe I'll go over the settings of each one so you can see that there would be variation, but we'll see. So I'm just gonna start real quick. I'm pretty new to this. The whole point of my channel was to practice and to kind of keep myself motivated. So please bear with me with this. Oh, Jesus. All right, so I apologize for that. The point is you can have an idea of how the audio sounds. Not on how my music sounds, or mine. But the point is, I think you get an idea. So now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go take this outside, record myself playing a little bit out there, and then we'll come back in. I'll put on the, I guess we'll do the Boya ones. Well, I guess we'll do the Rode, because they're the kind of the more expensive one. And we'll do the Boya last. It's kind of force you guys to watch to the end. Or you can skip, but either way, yeah, so I'll be outside real quick, and then I'll start recording again. All right, now we're outside. You can hear my voice out here. We're still using the iPhone built-in mic. And what's going on here is there's really not a lot of sound. You know, there's kind of distant traffic sound, general wind sound, you know, just outdoor sounds. Yeah, but other than that, you can see how the audio sounds. It doesn't usually sound too well. I mean, from my experience, recording in the past out here. So I think, you know, it doesn't sound that great, but let me just start playing again, and then we'll go through the mics. And I mean, I think you get an idea. The wind did pick up for a second right there, so you know, I mean, I can't control the wind, so we're gonna have to take that into account. But yeah, so I'm gonna go back inside now, and then I'm gonna switch the mics up. We're gonna put the we'll put the Rode mic. I mean, I don't know if I should. Maybe I'll switch it up. Maybe I won't tell you. Maybe I'll trick you guys. Who knows? So you guys can't like have a bias based on the price. But yeah. So I'm gonna go back in. We're gonna put a mic on, and actually you're gonna probably be able to tell because I'm gonna be wearing the mic. So never mind. But yeah. All right. So I have them both on now. Well, not both on. I have the Rode mic going. What I mean by having both on is that this has both transmitter and the receiver have a microphone. The receiver is connected to your phone, so it's gonna be by your phone the whole time. You can't. I don't think unless you get like a really long cable or something. There's really no way for you to like move it from there. I think it's generally meant for like the person behind the camera to be able to record their voice, and then this part can kind of go out with whoever's doing on the other side of the camera. But I kind of been using them as like a different way. One of them I have this one, so it's one of the reasons I'm probably gonna be returning this. I'm just gonna tell you right now, I'm probably gonna be returning this is because one is they're really fucking expensive, and I don't know if I want to bite the bullet on that. But mainly because the way this works, as you can see, there's a cable, and that cable runs to my phone. And when I try to use my DJI kind of dongle tripod thing, there's no way for me to really kind of mount this on and be able to use it without the cable getting in the way of the dongles moving around. And I can kind of clip this onto my phone, like right on my phone here. But the problem there is, I'm not sure if you can hear the audio there, was that when I do that, it faces it upwards like that. That's just see that's on the side. But the point is that it faces it upwards, and I want it to be facing like at me. So what I normally do is I'll just kind of like rest it below, and it generally speaking will kind of have it facing my direction. But again, the cable is kind of awkward. I cannot move my tripod right now. Like if I was to rotate the camera, it would just kind of knock it off, and so. That's something to take into account. Maybe you're more creative than me and you could figure out most likely. But the point is, you might be able to figure out a way to MacGyver this to work. But I prefer things just to be more straightforward. I don't want to have to make all those little maneuvers. And so what I'm going to do is, I'm just kind of waving this around, so it's probably not very fair. But from now, this point forward, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this on my shirt. So like, you can see it. And then from there you can see, okay, bam, this is now the standard voice of what it would most likely sound like. So one of the settings that I set out, I wasn't really planning on going through all the different settings, just because for me, in my particular use, I didn't like having, because it comes with an automatic gain control setting. Then it comes with what's called a dynamic gain control. I don't know the difference between the two. They're both adjusting the general output of the volume, I think. And then there's just off. I have them both set to off. You can choose to change them up. Like you can have your receiver being dynamic or auto. You can have your transmitter being dynamic or audio or off. You can have any combination of settings you want. I have them both as off because I noticed, at least from my experience, I feel like it kind of dampens the sound of your guitar or of the instrument that I was playing, and that's kind of like the whole point of me buying this set, was to have a better like sound for this. So that being the case, I'm gonna start playing with this, and then I'm gonna walk outside and we're gonna do it outside again so you can hear the difference, and then we're gonna switch it to the other one so we can hear that. But yeah, so you can have it here. I mean, you also have the option to, you could probably put it down low and have it facing. I kind of have the mic here facing this direction. So that's generally speaking what I hope for this to capture this. And then I hope this for my voice. Because like I said, they both have mics, but the mic on the receiver end is stuck to your phone. So if you're far away from your phone, it's pretty much not going to be abuse. So what is it? Let me see if I can lower this a little bit without knocking it off. There you go. too sidetracked on the playing because I tend to forget that I'm doing these videos and I'll just keep playing. So that was that sound. So now I'm gonna go outside and you know the drill. So I'll be back. Okay, so now I'm outside. The mic on there is in the same position, kind of facing this way. Relatively the same distance. It might be a little bit farther away, but it's kind of like where I would normally have it when I'm out here. This one is obviously on my collar still. The lights on? Yeah, the lights are on, so it's still doing its thing. And I'm just gonna start playing again, and you can hear the difference. Alright, again, I always get sidetracked. But yeah, so that's how it sounds. This is my voice, how it sounds. So if you don't play instruments and you're just recording your voice, this is what it sounds like. The outside noises are pretty much the same as it was without any mic setup. Just kind of basic wind, kind of traffic in the distance. Yeah, I mean, this is the difference. I mean, I guess the only difference right now is there wasn't like a big gust of wind that kicked in, as there was before. And what else is there? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna go back inside, and you know the drill. All right, now I'm back inside the house. Let me move this up a little bit. There we go. And yeah, so now this is the Boya mic. This is how this sounds. And I'm not very familiar with all the settings in it. I think it has some kind of auto noise canceling, and it has potentially some like other weird little settings that you can change your voice and stuff. But again, I just kind of wanted something plug and play, ready to go. I don't want to mess with settings. So this is how it came out of the box. I haven't messed with anything yet. So it should be good. You know, I'm not sure. I'm kind of worried I'm going to touch something on the way, but I think it should be fine. Okay, now I'm paranoid. I'm going to check the audio on this real quick. Okay, it was fine. Nothing changed. I was worried I might have clicked the button and had my voice being like changed, because it had some, the video I saw had some pretty dramatic changing. Like it was some weird ass changing. But anyway, so we're going to do the test again. However, what's different is that the transmitter, or not transmitter, the receiver on that end doesn't have a mic, but it comes with 2 transmitters, which is cool. This is a big reason why I think I kind of like this one better. Excuse me. They're both connected. This one right now is facing me. And so there's this one here and this one here. But what's cool is on that means I can have this one on here recording my voice, and I can find a way to put this one on here, which I have no idea how I'm going to do it yet. Let me see, maybe I can just clip it on. No. That's probably really loud, so I'm probably not going to do that. What can I do? What can I do? Fuck it. I'm just going to put it on my knee. So, this will be, here, I can show you real quick. Boop. Little mic facing my instrument. Let me raise it up. And the nice thing, and this is kind of the big reason why I'm enjoying this, is the dongle that I'm using, I don't have to worry about it. There's no cable. The little transmitter or the receiver that goes into it doesn't get in the way of anything, so this thing can fully rotate and move around all at once. And so now I have this facing my instrument pretty close, this one facing my voice, and we'll see how it sounds. And then I'll go outside and we'll do the same thing. Oh, that was a horrible start. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So again, I'm not changing any settings. I didn't do anything different. I guess I technically did change the road settings to have no gain control. Um, but on this one, I haven't changed anything. It's just literally I just got it off the box, plugged it in, and now we're using it. I don't know if it has the noise canceling automatic on there or not, or if I have to turn that off. I'm kind of worried. We'll see. The noise canceling might be kind of muffling the sound of this instrument. But I'm gonna go outside and we're gonna test it outside, and we'll see. All right, we're back, and I'm just gonna put the second one on my knee again. I'll lower this so you can see it's on my knee. Yeah, you can see it's right there. Boop, tiny little thing. So I verified that the noise reduction that it has was not on. It has a little light on here. If you click the button, it'll change the light from blue to green, and green means the noise reduction is enabled. And then there's 3 strengths of noise reduction. So right now it should be not enabled, and this is kind of how I prefer it, mainly because I feel like noise reduction, I'm assuming, this is just kind of my idea, I don't really know exactly how noise reduction works, but from my understanding, I think it reduces it reduces all the other noises that aren't like human, like vocal sounds. So which I would imply, I assume it would interpret this instrument as just background noise, and it would try to reduce it. So that's kind of why I keep it disabled. I think I got bit by a spider. Anyways, we're gonna try it out here. You guys only see my face right now, so. That's pretty much it. And the mic, is still on there. I've been talking to this one. Yeah, it's still on. Just making sure. What else is there? Yeah, the sound around here is pretty neutral. There's just again, it's still just the general wind. It didn't really. I mean, I guess there was a slight gust this time, but not as much as the very first time. And again, there's distant car noise. I'm not sure you can hear any of that. And that's pretty much it. So that's gonna be my review. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. And I'm probably, I guess I'm gonna play back it real quick so I can hear it all myself. And then I'm gonna just do a quick wrap up, I guess, and kind of give you my idea. But back inside. And I'll be back. All right, so we're back, and I'm gonna be using this one just to record the continuation because, again, setting up that one's a little irritating for me, or the Rode one, just because, like I said, the cable and the mounting and stuff. I mean, I guess I could just, doesn't matter. I have this one. So, yeah, I mean, I rewatched the previous videos to see how the different sounds were. And, I mean, to be honest, the Rhodes do sound, in my opinion, they do sound a little bit better in terms of just the general audio quality. However, they are kind of, I think the biggest factor, and I think I am going to end up just returning them, because I don't think I'm kind of, like I said, I'm not there yet with this channel. Maybe, like I said, in the future, this becomes a bit more profitable or whatever, maybe, but for now, I feel like these are an improvement as well. To be honest, Oh, excuse me. I was kind of surprised by the sound of the just the iPhone one, or just the iPhone mic, because I don't know where I mean maybe it's just the upload quality that sounds worse, but the um the mic, it wasn't as bad. I mean, I think it just picks up a lot more of the background noises. So if I get lucky and there's not a lot of noise, then it's fine using the phone mic. But yeah, and then yeah, I mean, like I said, these Rode mic ones, the quality I feel like is definitely better. The audio quality is better than these. Um, like if you're one of those people who are like, kind of really doing something with audio quality. But I think for me, at least right now, like I said, this is a bit better of an improvement over the iPhone, and I think good enough for me right now. I'm really trying not to yawn. Um, just because, like I said, right now, like I don't have a lot of cash, and spending the 150, on this just feels like a stretch. Plus, like I said, it's kind of like frustrating to kind of use on there, especially because I want to be able to use the two mics. What I like about this one is that I have two receivers, or not two transmitters, and so I can have the one recording my voice, and then have one pointed at my guitar or my ukulele, and I like that freedom. And then the part that the receiver that plays in my phone, I just plug it in. It doesn't get in the way of my little dongle thing. And so I think overall, all those little things kind of add up to making this a more convenient package for me. It's it's specifically including the fact that the price is just way more affordable. Um, you know, $50, $60 is a good amount of money. Don't get me wrong. That's not like cheap, because there are some on Amazon that are $20, $10. I didn't even bother trying those out just because I could maybe just it could be one of those things, but I feel like when you go that low, there's no way, at least in my opinion, there's no way you're gonna get decent quality because on one end, the price difference between this and this, you know, you could say that it could be branding, it could be maybe using higher quality materials for the packaging, like the external casing of the microphone and stuff, and that could be leading to what this costs $150. And then on this one, you could say that like maybe like it's just cheaper plastic on the outside. There's less little features that and then but the point is that you can say that potentially that it's just the mic. The mics are the same, and you know that's kind of what's important, and that's where the $100 difference is. But when you go down to like when you go down to $15 or $10, it's like there's more they're gonna have to cut corners on than just the external packaging and the other little features. It's because this is pretty bare bones as is. Like there's not a lot of features on this. So if you go back to the other one, you're pretty much just gonna be getting literally just a mic, and that's it. And it's gonna probably be not the best even signal being sent or anything. I think you understand what I'm saying. So I think $50 is a relatively cheap price range for a lavalier mic, a wireless one, um, as opposed to like the 150 or the $300. A lot they go way up. This is technically cheaper. This is technically on the cheap end of the higher end mic. So, you know. Anyway, so that's why I don't even bother with the $20 ones. Um, I'm most likely going to return those Rode mics. I might get them in the future. Like I said, I do like the feel. I'm not gonna lie. I like these. I really like them. Just like I said, the way they feel, like the fact that I can add like a little corded mic, so I can throw this in my pocket and have it, just right next to me. Um, and I mean, they feel good. I like the branding. I'm not gonna lie, the name. It's one of those things where like you kind of want to have the brand name stuff, but that's kind of like a luxury thing. Having brand name things is more of a luxury thing. When you can't afford that, you gotta go with stuff that's not brand name. So, like I said, I kind of do like these, but I gotta be practical, and I can't really afford the 150. So the 50 it is. And like I said, this is an improvement in my opinion over my iPhone mic. I did like it. I did notice that it did kind of reduce it. I did notice some clipping, or not some clipping, but some like audio distortion. And I'm not sure what that could be from. I don't know if it's because maybe it has issues receiving from both transmitters at once, um, or maybe it was just like having it in my neck was causing like kind of ruffles and scratches. I did notice that it sounded kind of good if I did this. Where is it? Bam, like that. It's a little awkward. I could kind of see in the corner of my eye, but I think I mean you can hear it now. It's a little thing, and I think it puts it like kind of just slightly in front of my mouth rather than like kind of behind my mouth. And I think that might help a bit. Um, so there could be little things you could do, or like I've been doing. You could just be holding it. Um, One thought I was thinking that maybe it was messing up was like when I touch, like here. This is where you charge them, and so I'm thinking maybe like by touching it, you kind of create like a little electrical something. I don't know. But I'm not 100% sure. Uh, but so my summary is I think the Rode mics do have better audio quality, and I think they are just a better overall quality of the device. But for the price, you need to kind of have a relatively good reason or have the money to kind of invest in that. Since I'm just starting off, and as you can tell me playing my ukulele, I'm still new to the ukulele. I'm not like a professional musician, um, so it's just not practical for me to be spending 150 on it. And so I'm gonna be sticking with these. To be honest, when I was listening to the difference in the iPhone mic and then these ones, I was like, maybe I should just stick with the iPhone. But I think this is better. I think this will help over time. And just I think I had an idea of what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna get like a little piece of like tape or something, and just kind of like tape this on to my thing right here. Or find some way to kind of like get it right here, just so it's not like right next to my strings, but it's still on the instrument facing the hole. And I think that'll help dramatically. Um, and so yeah, that's gonna be my summary. I'm not sure if you watched to the end of this video. If you did watch to this point, I appreciate it. This is probably gonna be a long ass video, and so if you got to this point, again, thank you. Um, I would appreciate if you guys subscribed. Liking the video is cool. I guess that's good for the algorithm. But I just wanted subscriptions because if you probably see my shorts on this channel, I really want to start doing live streaming. And I honestly don't really, it sounds weird, but I don't really care if anyone's watching the live stream. I just like the idea of being on the stream of the internet, and it almost makes me feel like I'm sitting in a public space. And so I kind of want to start live streaming, but you need 50 subscribers to live stream. So if you're still here watching this, consider helping me out, get to that 50 subscriber mark, so I can start my live streaming. Yeah, hopefully you appreciate the information on this. I know it wasn't super detailed. There's definitely a lot of other ones out there, but I hope you. Now I'm just self-deprecating. That's never attractive. So we'll end it here. All right, have a good one, guys.